The free ride is over for modern women after they have lost their food stamps. We've got one for you here today from Men Only. Don't forget to subscribe on your way in, and let's get into it.
I work in the social service field, and if you receive SNAP, you should be aware of this. Unfortunately, the rumors about SNAP possibly being affected or even stopped in November are true. SNAP is federally funded through the USDA, and they've already put out an announcement that they have only had the funding for October, but because of the government shutdown, they don't have the funds for November. And if Congress doesn't pass a budget bill or a temporary funding bill, then states can't load funds onto people's EBT cards. So if the government shutdown continues for much longer, you can expect a delay or even a stop in your SNAP benefits for the month of November at least.
Food stamps were never meant to be an actual replacement for gainful employment, so anybody who's freaking out about losing their benefits were just leeching off of a system instead of doing something to change their own situation, for the most part at least.
No, because here's my thoughts on that whole Michigan mom of 5 who used her EBT card to sell baked goods. First of all, who snitched on her? How did they find that out? They said that they went and looked through how much she had used over an X amount of time, and she's facing up to 10 years? That's more than freaking Diddy got. We have a felon in office.
For context, the woman in question used food stamp money to buy ingredients to make baked goods that she later sold online for profit. She did this for a year and a half before getting caught. That's not discrimination, that's literally just welfare fraud.
I really don't care what she did with her food stamps. She decided that rent is expensive, childcare is expensive, life is freaking expensive. So she found a way to support her children the best way that she thought possible. And you want to give her 10 years for trying to support a family and an economy that is completely tanked? Meanwhile, we got all kinds of billionaires doing some shady ass deals, and you want to give a mom 10 years for trying to support her children. Sounds about right. Maybe you should be looking at the system and the way that it's set up and question why she even had to do that in the first place. Oh, and release the Epstein files.
These people love to blame everything but themselves for their own problems, even though they're the ones who directly support people like billionaires by patronizing their businesses, voting for absurd policies, not to mention refusing to get a job. I mean, the list goes on.
Another trip to the Walmarts. Let's see what y'all can find what I bought wrong today with my food stamp card. Since y'all love to nitpick on what I'm able to buy, what I'm not able to buy. Y'all think you have all the say in the world on what I buy from the grocery store. But let's see if you can figure out what I bought wrong today. Exactly where I'm going. I'm headed straight for it too. Before everybody else buys it all with their hard-earned cash. All right, perfect.
People think that the food stamp program is somehow just magically free money that they should be able to spend however they want. The problem is that the system is funded by taxpayers, which is something that a lot of these people don't even bother doing.
Okay. So we got Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Okay? Then we gotta go over to the state. Alright, so we got Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, right there. Thursday, Friday, Saturday. And then I'm going to get a few extra steaks. Sunday, and then we got Monday, Tuesday again next week. So we got 3 packs of steak. And we got 6, 7, 8, 7 packs of salmon and steak. And we're going to go check out. So, let's go.
She's complaining about not having enough food stamp money to buy salmon and steak. That level of entitlement is out of control. There are people who are gainfully employed and don't qualify for food stamps, and they don't even eat that well.
With food stamps already being taken away, a Walmart already got fucking raided. And this is not going to be the first. I don't know what the fuck the government was thinking by taking away the EBT fucking food stamps, especially right before fucking Thanksgiving, right before the fucking holidays. And if they think the American people are going to be okay with it, you think the American people are gonna go starving? Yeah, you got it all the way fucked up. Expect way more fucking riots at the grocery stores, at Walmart, at Target, wherever EBT is fucking accepted at, yeah. Because apparently the only place that is still getting EBT is New York City and California.
Nobody is taking away quote unquote food stamps. It's not like there's some big vault that villains are storing it in. It's a system that requires funding that isn't happening because the US government shut down over programs that aren't even designed to help American citizens.
But what about the rest of the fucking thousands of millions of fucking people who literally depend on fucking EBT for food? And I heard Aldi is doing a Thanksgiving feeding of 10 people for only $40 freaking dollars. And I don't know how true it is, but you know what? If it is, I'm so motherfucking glad. Mind you, Aldi is not even an American brand. It's a European brand. They don't even celebrate Thanksgiving, yeah. Our own government don't give up. If people have no food during Christmas, have no food during Thanksgiving. Like, they know exactly what they are doing. They want people to cause commotion, to cause riot, so they can bring in the National Guard, the military, to minimize thieves and all this shit. But these are just people who are fucking hungry.
These people are openly calling for riots in the streets because they're not getting their welfare, but for some reason it's only happening because the evil billionaires want to unleash the military on innocent people who are quote-unquote starving because they're not getting their free snack cakes.
Like, I'm telling y'all right now, this shit is not gonna end in a good fucking way. If y'all are gonna sit here and think that people of this fucking century is gonna sit home and starve while there's mad fucking grocery stores around them, yeah, you got it all the way fucked up. Like, they know exactly what they're doing. They want people to start commotion. They want people to start violence. So they have an excuse to be like, okay, this is the reason why we're going to send the military. This is the reason why we're gonna do this, that, and the fucking third. Like, that's insane to me. Playing with people's food, playing with people's hunger, feeding their families is wild to me. Out of everything, wow.
She's acting like she's living in North Korea. The shops have plenty of food, but of course, she won't get a job to actually buy the damn food. It's frustrating how dramatic they are over crap like this.
Listen, if they really cut off food stamps for November, y'all better go into that HR office and turn your taxes off. We should not be paying taxes if they're not going to help the American people. If my grandma don't get her Social Security, what the fuck make you think I'm gonna pay taxes for? Huh? If my community members who need food stamps can't get it, I'm not paying no taxes, bitch. I'm not paying a motherfucking thing. Because what you doing with my money? What you doing with my money? Because you don't know how to use it right. So I'm going to take it back. Since you don't know how to use it right, I'm taking it back. I'm taking it back.
It's funny how she only cares about how tax money is being spent the very second she loses her welfare benefits. She didn't blink an eye when billions of dollars were sent to Ukraine without oversight, but apparently funding wars is okay just so long as she gets her EBT every month.
So, as a mom of 7 who is not on government assistance, I feel like I have to come on here at 8 o'clock in the morning and rant a little bit because I was reading about Florida's, like, implementations or whatever the fuck they're doing next year for food stamps. And why can't kids get birthday cakes? Why can't they have ice cream for their birthdays? Why can't they have juice boxes for their birthdays with their friends? Or Halloween or sleepover? Like, why does that matter?
Because everything she listed isn't food. It's processed sugar, chemicals, and things that are horrible for children. If you're going to get government food assistance, then it should be going to real food that growing children need in order to be healthy.
There really is, there's no argument. Like, what argument do you have against that? What argument says, you know what? Fuck them kids. That's it. That's the argument. The argument is we really don't care about children. The argument is we are so pro-life that we really don't care about kids. Like, we've come full circle. We don't care about their experiences. We don't care about all the shit that they have to deal with in life. We just care about them making it earthside.
This argument is absolutely ridiculous. Making sure children are eating healthy, balanced meals is one of the biggest ways you show that you care about your own children. But apparently you can only show children that you care about them by feeding them cake and ice cream.
Everything else, fuck them. They don't need birthday parties. They don't need cakes. But, I mean, the mom, she could make a cake, you know, in between everything fucking else moms have to do, or everything else that dads have to do. Dad could just make a birthday cake. Oh, what about homemade ice cream? Because you're privileged. Your village. Yeah, it's actually elitist. You've never had to struggle. You've never been in the fucking trenches, so you don't know.
She's acting like baking a cake is the same thing as rich people throwing a party with champagne and caviar. You can go to a store and buy a cake mix for less than $5. It takes 10 minutes to mix and throw in an oven, and the government shouldn't have to pay for that.
You don't know. Oh, well, get out of the trenches. Get out of the hood. Get out of poverty. Just get out. Okay, well then you get them out of poverty. You show them in school how to do that. Oh, the education system hasn't been updated in ever, so we're not showing everything that's available to them now. I'm just mad. I don't even know what I'm saying.
It's not the job of the public school system to show children how to be productive adults. I mean, let's be real, guys. The bar for the public school system is so damn low, but really it falls on the shoulders of the parents. And if she's going to blame the government for failing her children, then she's clearly failed as a parent.
That's 8 a.m. and I'm reading this, and they're just like, oh, I don't understand it. I don't understand. There's no argument. There's no argument. It doesn't make any sense. That, oh, what if someone abuses it? Then they go fucking hungry. Like, what are you talking about? Then they don't. Who fucking cares? And it doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. If 6 people blow all of their money on energy drinks, who fucking cares?
It does matter because we're not talking about a few small cases of fraud here. We are talking about massive amounts of abuse against a system that was never designed to support households' poor dietary habits. She has no idea what she's talking about.
Who cares? If you give something to someone, okay, what they do with it is not your business. If I have food stamps, the food that I bring into my home to feed my children, it's really none of your business. And that's like another thing. It's like another control thing. It's like people outside of your life wanting to be inside your life so bad.
If she was buying the food with her own money, then she's absolutely right. It's between her and her family. But she's arguing that she should get money from taxpayers and be able to spend it however she wants. That's not going to fly with people who are struggling just like she is.
Why? Why do you care? Like, y'all don't care about my kids. No one cares about my children. Really don't. Until it just gives you something to fight about. Until it's something that can let you argue. Then you care. So, I don't understand. I just don't understand. Let's take kids who are already growing up in less than ideal situations and say, hey, you actually can't have a birthday cake ever. You want a birthday party? Well, hot dogs only. Ugh.
She clearly doesn't care about her children either if she thinks that people should be allowed to stuff their children full of cakes, soda, and junk food and have the government pay for it. This type of ranting and raving is absolutely shameful.
Well, this is an important cup of tea. A whole lot of y'all have reached out to me today about the news that's spreading that people that receive SNAP benefits will not receive their benefits starting November 1st. SNAP benefits, EBT, that is food stamps. And yes, a letter was sent to states to tell them to withhold releasing funds to recipients, dear. And in that letter, they were talking about the shutdown. But that's not what's going on. No, baby, I've got the entire cup of tea.
One of the reasons why we're in the mess we're in is because people refuse to do their research. They just go on TikTok, hear random people talk, and automatically assume that they're telling the truth because it reinforces their victim mentality.
So, what you may not know is that back in May, the current regime sent letters all across the US of A to the SNAP departments, to the EBT departments, requesting data on EBT recipients, those who receive food stamp benefits, going all the way back, this is important, all the way back to 2020. Now, what was going on in the United States in 2020? The flu-pocalypse.
The reason why they need that data is because there are far too many people abusing the system, committing acts of fraud, and it dates back to a time when the government was blindly handing out money to people left and right. It's totally fair that they would want that data, in my opinion.
And because of the flupocalypse, people in the United States were receiving SNAP benefits that had never received SNAP benefits before under emergency SNAP benefits. Millions of Americans who had never received SNAP benefits before were receiving them because we were in a national emergency because of the flupocalypse. Just like people who had never before qualified for unemployment because they were 1099 employees were receiving unemployment benefits because we were in a crisis here.
You can talk to countless people who had no problem being able to get food on their own without government help during the mess that was 2020.
Okay. So it's safe to say that a whole lot of the people who started freshly and newly receiving benefits in 2020 are no longer receiving those benefits anymore because that emergency is over. Right? Right. Now, blue states 27 states turned over that data. Red states, they turned over that data to the federal government about who in their state receives these SNAP benefits. And this isn't regular data. This is all your personal information.
It sounds like she's about to complain about government oversight, because when the government is overpaying people in food stamps, they're the good guys. But when they want to clean house and prevent massive welfare fraud, suddenly they're the baddies.
You see, we already give data to the federal government about SNAP benefits, not the names of the people who receive it or their home addresses or their social security numbers or all that other stuff that you put on those applications. Just data about how many people are receiving the benefits and what the amounts are. That's normal. But asking for all this personal data is not normal. And blue states came out to say, nope, we're not sending you this data because this is just another play by this regime to collect data on Americans for surveillance for immigration operations.
It's almost as if the current administration wants to guarantee that these food benefits that are supposed to be only going to legal citizens are actually going to legal citizens of the United States. I mean, go figure.
And they refused to send in that private data to the current regime. And it pissed off the current regime, dear. It did. It pissed them off. Because legally, these states don't have to turn over that data. They don't have to. Nope, they don't have to. And it's pissed off the current administration. So in a play to try to force Democratic states to hand over your private information, they're threatening to withhold benefits.
She's acting like the government doesn't already have the personal information for all its citizens. They're literally the ones who issue out the social security numbers, the IDs, and keep track of your benefits. This is nothing new.
And it's an empty threat because the federal government doesn't have the authority to come into your state and force EBT to withhold your benefits. However, alarm bells should be going off for you today if you are living in a red state, because these 27 red states complied right away in May and handed over that data to the regime. So there's no reason to believe that those red states wouldn't once again comply with the administration and withhold those benefits.
It's awfully convenient how she has all of this insider knowledge of the evil government plans. And again, mind you guys, I don't particularly like the government myself, but at no point does she cite any sources or show them on a green screen to back up her outlandish claims. You're supposed to just believe her and not question anything.
Now, if you live in a red state, your red state actually has the right to deny this request legally and still issue you your EBT benefits, dear. They don't have the right to stop it in any kind of way. We're going to have to see how this plays out today. But it's making the current regime look very, very guilty, honey. That they're just wanting to collect data, just like Blue State said, for their little immigration and surveillance plays. And imagine the amount of data on Americans they would receive through EBT going all the way back to 2020.
She's acting as if data harvesting hasn't existed before 2020. A lot of these people will stop at nothing to try and justify their laziness and entitlement by just accepting that federal funding has been cut off and they're finally going to have to go out and get a job for once. But anyway, guys, we're going to be leaving today's episode there. As always, don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you are new here. Drop a comment, and I will see you all in the next one. Make sure you take care of yourselves. Peace.